Hey, it's Ben with OnCall Air. So today I'm introducing our new Data Plus service, which we're just rolling out in beta. So Data Plus is an optional add-on for OnCall Air. I think you'll find it valuable for a few reasons. First, it will help you understand your business and what's going on in your business and trends. We think it'll help you find new sales opportunities. And ultimately, it will save you a lot of time. In short, the idea with Data Plus is to give you practical insights that leverage the data that you might feel is locked up inside of OnCall Air. So we get all that data out of all the quotes that your team is building, presenting to customers, and selling, and try to make it really useful. So in this brief video, I'll give you a quick tour of the Data Plus feature, show you some examples of what you can actually do with a Data Plus, and then at the end, I'll explain how you can actually get started with the beta program. As you go through this, just keep in mind, we want Data Plus to not just be another reporting tool. We're really focusing on making this very useful right out of the box. So one click and you get the data that you need. And hopefully you'll find many reports that do exactly that, just give you that information you need quickly. And really, the second thing is we're hoping to surface or show you insights that may not be obvious about your own business. So let me go ahead and share my screen and I'll start walking you through the product. Okay, so the Data Plus feature appears in the office. So this is an admin only feature. Once you've activated the beta, what happens is you'll see a Data Plus feature down at the bottom here. And then you'll see a list of different types of reports that you can access in this main menu. So just to talk a little bit about the general approach of these reports. So most reports will have a table that looks very similar to this that you can scroll through, see data. The table allows you to do things like sorting very quickly, very easily. You can resize columns, so it's fairly interactive. You can move columns around if you need to see the data in a different way. Oftentimes what you'll also see at the bottom is summaries. So in this case, it might be summary in particular columns, so that can actually be very useful. And most reports, you'll see different types of date ranges that you can filter on. In this case, we're doing it by created date, by quote created date. You can search very quickly, so you can see things like, you can search really across anything, and it's smart enough to go through the report. And if you want to use this data separately, you want to put it into an Excel sheet or Google sheet and analyze it, or you want to import it into a different system, you can also use download feature, which will download it into a CSV file. And then finally, you can get more advanced kind of filters out of this data, so you can filter on any field as well. So that's the general kind of capability of a table. It's useful to be familiar with that. So let's go through a few different categories. We'll start up here in the trends. So the idea with trends is somewhat obviously is just trying to help you identify different trends in your business. In this case, we're defaulting to the last 30 days, so you can kind of see how your business is doing. And if we look at this a little bit more closely, what you'll see here is that the blue bar shows you how many quotes were quoted. So in this day, we quoted 2. What you sold in that same day, and anything that you lost. So that will show up for each day for the last 30 days. So hopefully you can kind of see the trend. And then the trend line here, it shows you the total investment amount for closed sales for that particular day. And then you can compare this and see how you're doing for the last 30 days versus the previous 30-day period. So you can kind of get a better idea of those trends. And then finally, you can also compare the last 30 days to the same time period 1 year ago. So given all the seasonality in the business, this can be helpful to understand how you're looking compared to same time of year last year. And then finally, you can drill down and look at this at the consultant level. So if you want to look at a particular consultant's activity, you can do that. And this type of thing can be useful, perhaps to have conversations and keep an eye on how different team members are doing, or have maybe your weekly one-on-one coaching sessions. You can use that data. To get back to that menu, you have the little back button here in all the reports. You can also take a look at our new snapshot report. So the snapshot looks like a lot of data, but the idea is that once you get used to it, it gives you you can drill down quickly to what you want to see. So if you want to see month-to-date data, as you go down, you'll see this is number of presented quotes, sold, what the ratio was, the close ratio, the value, average value. You can see how many recommendations were sold. So it's just meant to give you kind of a bird's eye view of your business. And again, in a similar way, you can drill down to a particular team member and see how they're doing and go back and forth, versus the overall business. Can be a useful way to have also discussions around just performance and trends. So let's move on. I'm not going to go through all these reports. I just want to give you a quick kind of feeling for what you can do with these. So the other thing is opportunities. This category, the idea is that it's meant to show you opportunities that you might not be seeing in the business. So for instance, if you're using our lost tracking feature that lets you tag a quote as lost, put a reason code, put a note, what this report does is it lets you look at a period of time. So let's just say I want to go back, and just for this example, I'm going to go back a few months, or actually a couple of years. But let's just say you might want to go back 6 months or earlier, and see which proposals you lost and which ones were lost for a reason that makes sense to reconnect with that customer. So in this case, I'm showing that I have 3 proposals that I lost, and they were tagged as postponed. So the customer said, well, I want to think about it. I'm not ready right now. So these are great customers to reach out to again and see what the status is. And what you can see here is as you scroll to the right, we also pull what the max value is of each proposal. So if you had 3 options or 4 options, this will show you what the maximum possible value of this quote is. So if you have a bunch of these and lost, over a period of time and you want to sort those, we also give you whatever notes were taken related to losing that sale, and other information. So you could export this and maybe build a little email campaign, or what you can also do is open a new tab in your browser and pull up this proposal, copy and paste the consultation code and pull it up next side by side. Okay, so there's a few examples like this, similar to that. Like you might want to see, what quotes your customers are viewing, and this will sort it automatically by the view count. So it tells you which proposals are actively being viewed by your customer, when did they last view it, and again, we're pulling out the max value, so you don't have to dig through each one and figure that out, right? So you could sort it through that, change the dates, etc. Okay, so moving on to products. This can be OnCall Air lets you build some pretty complex proposals. You can have a proposal that has 4 options, and one of those options has multiple systems, maybe an upstairs, a downstairs, etc. Right? So what this lets you do is kind of get that intelligence of what you're selling, without having to go through each quote. So for instance, if I want to see my ranking of which products I'm selling the most, and in this case, by products, I mean equipment, it could be accessory, it could be an installation item. So this report by default is showing me since the start of the year, ranking by quantity sold of a product. Because I have a few filters up here, I can also pretty quickly filter in here. So if I want to start anything that has the SYS, it shows me those models right there, and it's sorted, right? And I can see my current cost for those products. I can also filter down by filter by the sold context. So this can be pretty useful, the sold context. So if you only want to see things that were like installation items, for instance, and which installation items you're selling or which add-ons you're selling, you can either sort here, or you can use the more advanced filters and add one that says, I'll use this one here. Sold context includes, install item, right? And then what this will do is it's just showing me installation items. I could then download and export that, and I see exactly how well these products are performing. Similar to this, there's a product sold ranked by proposal. So you can go in and see at a very detailed, at every proposal, what products were sold. So let's just imagine that you want to see any product that started with this particular model number as an example for this period of time. I can search on that, and then it's showing me which consultations sold this particular proposal. And so I can see the consultations, who sold that proposal, the customer, et cetera. So it can be really useful. Let's say you want to see every time you've sold a service plan or a particular warranty, you can go in here and figure that out very quickly. Down and matchups, right? So matchups, what matchups are you actually selling? This can be really useful. Right now, this is for live connected products, but we have a version coming out soon that's also for custom products. So this shows me that my most popular matchup in this case is, here's my outdoor indoor furnace. This is what I'm selling the most, and the capacity. So it can give you a really good understanding of your business, something again that's difficult to extract or see today by going through all the proposals. This gives you a bird's eye view of exactly what your business is doing. Okay, so you also have a section where you can see what you've actually loaded. So if you've loaded a lot of accessories over the years into OnCall Air or installation items, this can be a useful way to see that, export it, analyze it, and maybe figure out a strategy to add new installation items, remove some, etc. And then this last section here, activity. So activity really shows you some unique ways to see, for instance, financing. So if I want to see how is my team offering financing, which financing plans are actually being offered the most. So it gives me some of the attributes of the financing offers, but it also shows me how often it was quoted. So for instance, in this case, I'm seeing that this 120-month plan has been quoted 32 times, but it's only sold in 3 occasions. So how many times was this included in a quote, in the proposal option, as the leading, financing, and how many times it's sold, and then it gives me my seller rate. So I might discover here that I'm using a particular financing option a lot, but the seller rate is low, right? And again, I can kind of click on all of these, see what's quoted. And this, again, can really help you plan out and understand which financing are people using the financing, not an ideal financing option, or there older financing options that maybe you don't want to use anymore. So, and again, you can kind of search down, look by consultant or look by period of time as well. So there are a few versions of that. Side notes is a pretty popular feature in OnCall Air. This will take all your side notes for a particular period of time and show you which proposals are getting notes. So if you're an office admin and you're trying to get a pulse for what's happening on different proposals and what notes are being taken, or maybe just browsing through this can give you a lot of insights into what your consultants are saying about the business and customers and the market. And we'll leave it at that. These are, just wanted to touch on different categories and give you kind of a feel for what you can do with the feature. Again, remember, this is once you have this activated, you'll see this as an admin feature. It's a secure portal, right? So in some cases, we've had customers ask us for an email of a particular report. There's no need to do that anymore. You can just use this feature, download it immediately. It's secure. And get exactly what you need whenever you need it. So this is a beta program, and to get started in the beta, we do have a beta enrollment page. So I'll post this out in the notes of the video, but basically oncallair.com. See if I can zoom that in. Data+_beta is where you go. This will be in the email that goes along with this video. And basically, the enrollment form explains how it works. This is an optional add-on. It has a cost, so it's a monthly cost, and to activate it is explained here in this form. And then with the beta, you get the first 30 days to try it out, risk-free, so you can try it out, see if it's going to make a big difference. We do think it's going to make a big difference in your business. You're going to find it. It can, help you identify those opportunities, help you save a lot of time, and hopefully more. So you fill out this request, tell us which users you want to activate, and then within typically same day, but within 1 business day, let's say, you'll have it activated and you'll get an email saying you're good to go, and this menu option will appear for you. So that's it. Hope you're able to test it out and give us all your feedback and ideas as you're using the beta. Thank you.